Founded in 1999 by Jason Burks, Retrospec Films is Oklahoma's largest turnkey production company of its kind. On this podcast, we will discuss the pursuit of creating things and the problems we solve by digging up projects from across the last 20 years and giving you a glimpse behind the scenes where the magic happens. You're listening to Retrospec Films from the Archives.
Hello, everybody, and thanks for joining us on Retrospec from the Archives, where we dig into projects from the past mostly and sometimes from last week. Today, joining me, I have two very special people that also happen to be married. Oh, my gosh. We can pretend like you weren't, but you are.
It's true.
We're super married.
So super married, like more married than any two people I know.
Wow.
Me and my wife are very married.
There you go.
There you go.
So we're
That's the right
You too
answer.
can be super married.
Super married. Yeah, it's apparently rare these days. You should try it. It's great. But we have Joel.
That's
Joel Rice. I will let you tell the world what is special about you. What do you love? What do you do here?
What do I do here? I edit videos and I shoot videos.
What do you love?
I love Caroline.
Oh, look at that.
I knew you were going to
Bump set
say
spike.
that, and I was like,
Boom, cue
that's
up.
what you should say.
All right. So, and I don't even know what your title is, but I do know that you film a lot of things. You come up with ideas. You shoot some photography.
I like to think of myself as the little putty that you put over a hole in a boat. So whenever there's a hole, something pops up,
You fix it.
I'm the putty. You put me on it.
See, I think of you more like the sail that you hoist up the mast because you have like something great to achieve and you have to put your best foot forward, and that's Joel.
And people blow wind into me.
Yeah, exactly. That's a little different than the putty, but
What is happening?
but you gotta have a little both. You
Okay.
can be a sail and the putty.
I'm on a boat.
You're
I'm on
sure.
a boat.
He is on a boat.
No doubt, I'm on a boat.
He's on a boat. All right, and then we've got Caroline.
Yeah. I
who
feel like my job
Caroline-
description's a little more clear.
You know, Caroline, by technical answer would be client manager.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I mean, that involves so many things, and you've certainly been involved in creative a lot. And being at a film production company, even having any kind of job here involves creative because
Yeah.
everything we do is creative. So, but how would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I mean, definitely started out mostly doing client management, but then realized, oh, I have some good ideas. I can bring ideas to the table. And so, yeah, I'm doing more creative development these days, which is a lot of fun. And on this project in particular, I wrote this and we came up with the idea together. And so for the topic of this conversation, creative development is, something that I'm involved in.
It was so
Beautiful.
good.
Yeah.
Well, so to that point, we're going to talk about something that we did recently for A-Best Roofing. They are a client that we have been doing work for maybe 4 or 5 years consecutively recently, but I actually made a video for them like 15 years ago, which was kind of random
Wow.
and cool. Yeah, it was actually before Rita was even there.
Really?
And so getting to work with them again was cool in modern times. And so we create a lot of stuff for them. Joel's been a part of God only knows how many videos.
Since I got here.
How many
So,
videos do you think you've
4
edited?
videos a month for the last
So that's 48 a year
almost 36 months.
times a couple
So-
years. So more than 100.
A lot.
It's kind of crazy.
That's a lot. That's
It's like
a lot.
108
Yeah.
if I did
Yeah.
the math right in my head.
So we recently created something very unique for them, and I don't know if I can give Joel credit. I really just want to give you credit.
No. Joel did a lot of great things.
No, I'm sure he did. I mean the idea. But
Oh, yeah.
Because nobody really comes up with like a custom written jingle for a brand that gets created into a music video unless they are like, I maybe can help execute this, I think.
Yes, yes.
Would you like to impromptu just like sing the chorus just like that?
I don't know.
And go.
Oklahoma. Whoa, you're throwing me off with this beatbox thing. Where the wind comes sweeping down your roof.
Down your roof.
Oh, the waving wind is not your friend. Don't believe me. Here's a bit of
Ba-da-dum-bum-bum.
proof. That's the chorus.
That was
part.
really good.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's play that video.
Oklahoma, where the wind comes sweeping down your roof. The waving wind is not your friend. Don't believe me? Here's a bit of proof. We know we belong to the land. Call a best and we'll lend a hand. And when we say, hey, Best Roofing makes a way, we're always saying there's a wild wind in Oklahoma. Oklahoma, but A-Best Roofing will make your roof stay.
All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. I actually watched it for the first time in a social environment.
Did you?
Oh yeah,
Where were you?
I knew it was coming. I don't know, but my phone was like there, and it was like shebang, Caroline, and I see cowboy hats.
Yep.
So
Good stuff.
let's talk about it. Let's start with the idea, right?
Yeah.
So talk about the idea, where it came from, and why you had it.
Yeah, so we have a brainstorm every month for our A-Best content for the following month. And a lot of times, because we're creating so much social content, we'll rely on like holidays or like days of the year to help like get ideas going. And so there's actually an Oklahoma Day. I believe it's the 22nd of April, something to do with the land run. And so Emily was like, yeah, maybe we should do a post for Oklahoma Day. And I was just thinking like, I mean, my background is musical theater. I'm a musical theater lover and nerd. And so there's a musical called Oklahoma. And the song Oklahoma is actually our state song. So obviously that's immediately what popped into my brain. And I was like, what if we created a parody around that song and incorporated roofing somehow? And then also, the month of April is a time of year where we get a lot of storms in Oklahoma. And so that's something that a lot of our content is related to in the spring when it comes to A-Best, because storm damage equals needing roof repairs.
Sure.
And so, just kind of took all of that and thought about it and pretty much instantly like just sang out what became the chorus of the song, the parody in the brainstorm, and they were like, "Oh, that's kind of good." And I was like, "Okay, cool. I'll go away and work on that a little bit more, and then come back to it, and you guys let me know what you think, and if this is a legitimate idea, let's do it." And so that's kind of what happened.
I love that. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious before we get some insight from Joel. Talk to me about the complexity / uniqueness or art form that you're probably still discovering of learning or hearing a problem that the problem's usually pretty like boring. Problems for businesses are usually boring. Like a real boring problem would be like, we need more business. Pretty boring problem, right? But then you bring creativity to that from a strategic perspective of how can we do something artful, unique, entertaining that draws attention, but yet emphasizes the right bullet points, blah, 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 blah. Talk to me about just that learning of that. I mean, you've been doing this now for just, I don't even know, coming up on a year, I guess.
Yeah.
But you've been a part of a lot of things.
Yeah. I don't know. With A-Best, their whole, I guess, problem is we want people to know that we're the best at what we do, that we're available, that specifically to this issue, like if a storm has come through your area and there's been wind or hail or anything that a storm might bring around your home, you should get that checked out, and it's free. And we'll come do it for you for free. We'll come inspect your roof and see if you have any problems so that you aren't in a pickle down the road and there's water leaking through your ceiling. So one thing for them is they really want people to know that. They really want to have an accessibility in the community. And so, we're constantly trying to push that narrative of like, if you have had any storms come through, call us. Call us before you call insurance, because we're a friendly, honest company that will come out and assess your roof for free and evaluate what needs to happen. And so we're constantly trying to figure out fun ways to say the same thing, basically, because you just got to keep saying the information so that it gets into people's heads. Especially like on social media, there's so much license to do so many different zany, fun, crazy things. And so, we're always trying to think of creative ways to kind of say the same thing over and over again, so that the audience really comes to know A-Best as the go-to people.
So I'm curious with this specific idea, at what point, Joel, were you there all along? Was Caroline sitting there like writing poetry and you were humming? Or was there a moment where she's like, I think I have something, pull out your guitar? Like when did you come in?
Well, I was in the brainstorm for this, which was a long time before we shot it, because that's just kind of how it goes. We got to plan the stuff out. But she started like singing it and I was like, that's good. Like, and basically, we just had to convince her that that was a good enough idea that we should use it.
Yeah.
She didn't buy it at first. And we're like, no, like,
I'm like, that's stupid.
this is great. Like, why are we not doing this? You know? And so, I was like, Caroline, we got to do this. And then I forgot about it for a month and a half, and then it came back up on my plate. And I was like, well, great, let's do it, And so I, started thinking about how I wanted to shoot it, and it's effectively like a music video,
sure,
like a short music video. And so I wanted to go for a little bit more of a cinematic vibe.
Yeah.
Cinematic vibe. Whatever
Cinematic.
That means. It's a 45-second video on Facebook. So, but I just wanted to. So, like, I used a nicer set of lenses than I normally do.
I noticed they were missing that day.
Sorry.
Sorry, we have a process for that.
Yeah, it's all good. And so, so I just kind of upped the production level of it, and I really wanted to just make it pretty. Make it look pretty. And so we got Caroline costume with a funny hat and an outfit. She was worried that day about she was wearing the right outfit for her, and I was like, honey, you look great. And
notice he said make it look pretty.
Yeah.
But
so he threw me in.
So he put you in it.
I'm gonna
saying
score
all
as many
the
brownie
right
points.
things.
Hey man, I got you. I got your back, man.
But yeah, we had that. And then another fun thing is we drove out to Inola is where we shot it.
That was my next question.
One of the guys on the shoot that works at A-Best has some land out there. And
they both had horses.
Two of them had horses. One of them brought his out there. And I mean, that was already more production value than we normally get.
Shebang.
Yeah.
We got guys with horses.
Yeah.
And so they were excited about it. They actually didn't know we were shooting a whole video. I think maybe they thought we were doing a photo
shoot or something.
Or something. So we kind of hoodwinked them on accident, but also don't really know if they would have actually agreed to it if we had told them the whole story. So
that's all right.
By the end of it, though, they were into it. At first, they were like, a music video? No way, no way. And then by the end, they were like, okay, what if we hoisted you onto the truck? And it they had ideas.
It was a
so
whole thing.
it was a metamorphosis of their confidence. But
I just really wanted to up the production value and saw the opportunity with the location and costumes and the extra actors.
Yeah.
Normally they're project managers, but I just wanted to up it. And so I did.
I think that sometimes great things happen through ironic collisions, the perfect storm, right?
Yeah.
And I think it'd be remiss if we didn't, realize that yes, Caroline was living in New York City auditioning for Broadway.
At one point,
performances.
Had that background. That helped a little bit.
That does help.
Yeah.
So, and it's, obviously here you're doing different things, still artful, but I am curious, when it comes to developing a song or choreographing a 45-second little ditty, is this easy for you?
Yes. It's so easy, to wing that sort of stuff, and it's impressive to other people, but there was a time in my life that, I was only doing that. And so I feel like that's kind of just another little resource I have in my back pocket. So if any sort of musical thing comes up, I love to jump in and just do that. I mean, before I was in this role, I was a music teacher, did lots of fun choreography with music, and even at my school, we did lots of fun parody videos. So this is a world in which I'm very comfortable, and this is a parody. I didn't write this song.
Sure.
I want to make sure that everyone knows that, so I don't get sued or something. But but so we took a song that already existed and we changed the lyrics,
right?
Which was a lot of fun. But anyways, that's a world in which I'm pretty comfortable in. So it was fun to get to do that here. So
that is awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, I'm trying to think, am I missing anything on this video? Anything else that we should cover and dig into that was fun, unique? It got posted.
You want to talk about the editing a little bit?
Yeah.
And the little
I do.
karaoke
I do. Yeah.
sing-along
so that was one
aspect?
funny little thing. So I got the first proof done, and I was showing everybody in the office, and they're all chuckling and laughing their heads off and having a good time. And then I think Alicia piped up and was like, "Hey, I thought you were gonna do the subtitles."
Oh, the bouncing ball.
Yeah. And I was like, "Oh, I totally forgot." But it was that's gonna be a lot of animation work. So I hand animated. First of all, I created all the subtitles to go with the visuals, and then I hand animated a little horseshoe to bounce over each syllable that she was singing and timing. And I learned a little about animation in the meantime while I did that, because it's hard. You don't want to move it too fast or too slow.
It's got to
or
be
too
in
early.
sync.
And there's your eye knows if it's right or wrong.
Yeah.
And you just have to make it feel like your eye isn't judging it.
Did you ease in and ease out of some of the hits?
Oh, I just Command A, easy ease, baby.
Yeah, it's
easy ease.
Obviously I don't do visual effects myself anymore, motion graphics, but I did for a little season in there. And I remember learning when I was keyframing motion graphics, and once the ease, because the ease in and ease out in After Effects, that didn't used to exist. So you had to go in and, create a point here and create a point here and put a curve on it to try to slow it down. And now you can just like right click and ease in. I'm like, why didn't that exist?
Yeah, that's really neat.
Messing with it. But it's fine.
It's wild.
No, it's awesome. Well, it turned out really good. If you guys, I guess you did see it because we showed it. So
it's true.
But if you need a roof,
if you need a roof, call A-Best.
Yeah, call A-Best.
Yeah.
I mean, I will say one of the weird, unique things about A-Best, I think the very reason that we even do social media for them is they're one of the few roofing companies that's been here for a long time that's going to be here for a long time. It's
trustworthy.
Funny. Yeah, even 4 or 5 years ago, we used to sit down and have conversations about their competitors and blah, 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 blah. Like 4 years later, none of those competitors exist anymore.
Yeah.
Like, it's hilarious. I'm like, what is it with roofing companies? They just come and go. But not A-Best.
Not A-Best.
They're
Their
really
name
good
suits
people
them.
when they really care about how your roof is doing.
They do. They just did my roof.
Yes, that's right.
And it's been raining a lot.
Still standing strong?
There's no rain in the house.
Heck yeah, dude. That's all you can
No
ask
rain
for.
in the house.
Could we get a customer testimony? I'm just kidding.
I give you one right now. Don't try to do your roof yourself. Our roofing, I actually just moved some of the excess stuff because I had told them to leave it because I was like, I'll keep some of those extra shingles.
Yep.
And they're really, really heavy and they're really sharp because I did little like metal shingles and I was like, oh man, like this feels like I immediately looked up at the house and I was like, this feels like something I would never, ever, ever want to do. And I'm kind of like a do-it-yourself with everything.
Yeah.
And normally like no one likes working with me because I'm like, I'll do it better than you.
But you're like, roofing? Nope.
Nope, we'll do it better.
You guys can do it.
A-Best.
No joke.
A-Best.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, thanks for joining us today on this episode of From the Archives. And if you enjoyed it, hope you watch some of the other episodes. We have over 40 episodes on our website. They're also on our YouTube channel, and we're on the Spotify thing, and we're on Apple Podcasts, and all the different places you can learn about lots and lots of projects. So until next time, goodbye, friends.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.